Hi, this is Jared Polak. I'm excited about another podcast for Entree Results. I am excited that you are with me, and I am going to be a great steward of your time as you listen to what we have going on today. And today we're going to talk about something that is crucial in the business development world. This is a topic that over my years of coaching, I've spent countless hours helping and encouraging and working on this specific thing with anyone who needed to go out in the market and educate people on their products and services. This is also something we're going to talk about today that it sometimes confuses people a little bit. It's a little bit of a lack of clarity of what to say and how to do it. A lot of times if people don't have a process, they will really not get this right at all. And what I'm talking about is the 10, 30, or 60-second intro that talks about your business. This can be a combination of your USP, your unique selling proposition, but it really is that 30, 60 second, 10 second, when you stand in front of a group or you talk to someone for the first time, you tell them a little bit about what your company is all about, what you're all about. Now, I'm going to, just for this purpose, really want to focus on the 60-second intro and envision giving this little 60-second in front of a group of 20 or 30 people. Say you're at a networking group with your small business, or maybe a group of 5 to 10 people at a luncheon, something like that, where people go around the table or go around the room and they have you stand up and they ask you what to do. Now, I do recommend always being prepared with a 10, a 30, or a 60-second intro. Most of my experience with most of my clients, if you have a 10-second, a 30-second, or a 60-second intro memorized, or you have it well thought out, you're not going to be ever caught in a situation while networking where you're going to be really unprepared. Very rarely does anyone have you come in front of the group and talk for a long time on your product or services, although it is important to prepare for that as well. So here's a little process I want to take you through on how to create your 60-second intro. And as you create your 30-second intro, it's really, you have to really narrow it down in terms of this process, but I think it's actually a lot harder to do a 30-second than a 60-second. So we're going to start with a 60-second. If you're taking notes, I'm going to try to, again, I always do my podcast when we go through the process part where I want people that are taking notes to be able to write this down and so they can actually use it. Because the point of these podcasts are not to hear myself talk, but I really want people to apply it, the so what in their life. So why are you listening to this? What is the end result? Well, the end result is that you use this in networking or business development, and you automatically, by using this, get more prospective clients in your pipeline, which is going to lead to more sales, which is going to lead to more business, which is going to lead to more money, and money gives you, oftentimes, if used correctly, a much better life, will give you more life balance, will allow you to spend more time with your family on vacations if that's what you want to do, will be able to provide better for your kids, for their college, for their future, will give you a chance to save and give more to local charities and nonprofits. These are the reasons why. That's the purpose of why this is important. All right, here we go. First thing you want to do, and again, there are many different ways to do a 60-second intro. This is what I think works the best, and I also think it's the easiest, although you may have people disagree with me, but this works really, really well. So it's really a 6-step process. The first thing to do is simply say your name. And I'm going to kind of get to, at the end, maybe the top things to do while you're saying your 60-second, but please smile. Smile and be happy when you begin. When you stand up, smile and say your name, say it clearly, say your business and say it clearly, and say maybe the general scope or the industry of the business in which you're in. So your name, your business, and sort of the industry of which you're in. The second thing you want to do and this is where it really takes practice, is you really want to tell a story or ask a question about how you helped someone who had a problem and your service or product fixed that problem. Or someone had a need and your service or product fixed that need. What you don't want to do here is you don't want to bore people with your products and services, the technical things of what you provide. You don't want to focus on the features of what you do. You want to focus on the benefits of what you do. So for example, if someone fixes computers, personal computers, goes into different businesses or different people's homes and fixes their personal laptop if it gets a virus, what you don't want to do is say, I go in and I don't know much about computers, but don't start speaking jargon about the computer and what you do when you go inside of the computer and what you kind of software you use to take away the virus and how you check this and that. And don't use technical terms that people don't know. People don't care about that. What they want to do is you say, I'm going to go in, and if you have a virus or if you have something that's wrong, I'm going to go in and I'm going to make it easy. I'm going to give you peace of mind. I'm going to back up everything so you don't have to worry about it. You want to emphasize the benefits of not worrying, peace of mind. Don't worry, you're not going to get frustrated. I'll take that frustration from you and I'll make it work. These are things you want to do as you tell your story. So you can tell the story about how you walked into, a client's room, a client's home, and they had a computer that had a virus, and this oh my gosh, this client that you had been trying to fix it for hours and was frustrated and felt like ripping that computer and throwing it out the window. If you're listening right now, have you never experienced that with technology or computer where you feel like just ripping the computer or ripping the technology and throwing it away? Have you never felt that frustration? Well, what if someone who gave a 30-second intro gave a compelling story about someone that had that pain, and they went in and they just made it easy? So I went into this person's home and they had this frustration. I said, hey, go relax. Go have a margarita or go watch a sports show or just take it easy, and I'm going to take care of this for you so you don't have to worry. And what I did was I gave that person their time back. I took that frustration from that person. I fixed the virus. I put in something. I'm not going to bore you with the details, but it took care of it. Everything's great. So I'm kind of melodramatic with that example, and you don't have that much time, but the reality is, don't talk about the features here, talk about the benefits. So tell a story or ask a question. The third thing is you want to, after you've overviewed of the benefits of the products or services, you want to talk about your ideal client. So I kind of merged number 2 and number 3. And so number 1 was intro, name of business, what you do. Number 2 is tell a story or ask a question. Number 3 is overview of the benefits of the products and services. So and when I talked about number 2, I kind of intertwined number 2 and 3. If you tell a story about what you did, the third thing you want to do is maybe highlight what the benefits of that story was, or say separate benefits that maybe aren't directly applied to your story. And so, not only do we give people peace of mind by going into their homes, but we also give businesses peace of mind as we go and fix networks. So don't overanalyze the features. It's all about the benefits. And number 4 is talk about your ideal client. Okay, talk about your ideal client. Who is your perfect client? And you have to know coming in. Perhaps it's a small business owner within a specific geographic region that has a certain amount of employees, that makes a certain amount of money. Maybe it has a family, doesn't have a family, that has a certain amount of computers. Whatever it is, be very specific about who your ideal client is, and your story as well as when on number 3, when you're talking even more about the benefits of your products and services, you want that all to tie in with who your ideal client is. And so what you don't want to do is take an example of someone that's not an ideal client or someone you're not going after, because that wouldn't make sense. So number 4 is talk about your ideal client. Number 5 is give a call to action. What do you want people that are listening to your 60-second intro, what do you want them to do next? It might be to check out your website or opt into something free where they can get some free information, free education. It might be if they know someone with this issue that you described or could benefit from the benefits you described, to call me directly or talk to me after the networking event. It might be to drive someone to their website. It might be to have them talk to you directly, but always have a call to action. The 6th thing, and this is when you're closing up, is just, again, recap who you are, the name of your company, and if you have like a tagline or something memorable you can say at the very end, this would be a place to do it. Don't be overwhelmed if you don't have that. You can create it, or if you don't want to do that, just recap again with smiling at who you are and the name of your company. All right, let me recap you for a moment. Here's what we have. We have your intro, your name, your business, and maybe the general industry in which you're in. You want to tell a story or ask a question. I didn't go into the asking a question. That would take too much time, but I focused on telling a story. Number 3 is overview the benefits of your products and services. Don't overemphasize the features. Features actually tell and benefits sell. Features tell, benefits sell. People don't care about the technical side of what you do. They want the benefit. Number 4 is talk about your ideal client. Who do you really want to work with? Number 5 is a call to action. What do you want them to do next? And 6 is your recap or your tagline. Close out with a smile. That's the way to do it. That's it. I practice with a lot of people going over on my coaching sessions, a lot of salespeople, a lot of owners. It's really important to get your mind wrapped around this, because once you get this wrapped around, you get your USP down, your 60-second intro, it's going to help you generate more qualified leads. A few things to think about before we land the plane here on this podcast. One would be a few best practices to do when you're going over your 60-second or 30-second or 10-second. One thing different to do is dare to be different. Dare to be different. Don't just go up and say the same old stuff in the same old way that every other competitor says. Be different. Be bold. Be creative. Smile. Do something different. Which leads into me into my second one, which I've highlighted all throughout, but smile. Be happy as you give this. Be excited about what you're selling. Now, don't get me wrong. I might be a little bit more upbeat naturally. That's a God-given gift. Not everyone's like that. But even if you are culturally from a place where that's not your style, or if your communication style is not naturally, everybody knows that a smile has a huge impact. You have to smile no matter where you're at. I remember traveling to different countries throughout the world, not be able to speak the language, and if you smile at people, they smile back. It seems very universal. Well, not getting on a tangent, there are a few countries you have to be careful with different genders, but generally speaking, if you smile, people will smile back. Same thing when you're doing your 60-second intro. Next, if you can bring in an object or show a visual while you're giving this 60 or 30-second intro or 10-second intro, it's key. Perhaps if you're in the computer industry and you brought in a backup, or this is how we back things up, and you show them the backup, not emphasizing the feature but emphasizing the benefit, or you just bring something in, a visual, that's huge. Or bring in a giveaway, something they pass out to people so they can take it with them. That's another good best practice. The final thing would be part of what it does to be great at a 60-second intro is to practice. Practice in front of a mirror. Practice in front of your business coach. Practice in front of your spouse, in front of other people. Record yourself. Whether it's a camera or audibly, just do it and practice until it's great. Now, don't worry about saying everything word for word, but you're going to practice until you're in your zone, and then you're going to go in with confidence. I don't believe that a 60-second thing comes natural, even though some people are naturally at speaking in front of groups. It's something that can be trained. It's something that can be coached on. And I've seen people that aren't naturally good at this become really good at this. And people that are naturally good become better than amazing. So that's it. Land the plane. Go ahead, take action. Go ahead and put your 60-second intro, 30-second intro on paper. And I'm gonna probably do more than just do a podcast in this. Hopefully, I'll write about this more because this is really important. And in the meantime, what I want you to do in the meantime is serve others by living a life of truth, empowerment, and the pursuit of freedom. Have a better than amazing day.